Lululemon Athletica, as the majority of girls probably know. Usually guys don't know of this company, but it has actually broken out yesterday of this downtrend that has been going on for a while. Since January 2005. So basically this whole year we have had one fake out, but we have had a breakout this time. It seems like price is bottoming around this region, $160, and it looks like maybe there is some life in the Lululemon stock. Now, that's not to say you need to jump into it straight away, whereas today is a better day to buy than yesterday because it was pumping, and I did take a few profits off the table because I'm micro trading as well as long-term trading as well. But it's the company as a whole that I do like, and I'm going to get into that in just a moment. If we zoom out, Lululemon has had it all. It's had a massive pump to the upside, which we're going to get into in a moment, but I believe it's in this wedge formation. So if you can pick it up around here in the short term, we could see a rebound potentially to $322, but that isn't guaranteed because last time when we did think it was going to pump towards the 377 region, it did fall short because it did struggle to fully break out of this wedge because the circumstances weren't right. Now, moving on to its all-time high at around $510. That is crazy from where it's at today. The current price target is higher than it is now, but it did come around to the COVID lows at $175, and that's what it's at today. If you could have got it for 160, which was a few weeks ago when it was tanking hard, I was actually looking at my phone thinking, why am I holding this garbage? But then you remember the fundamentals of the business. I had my stop loss on, and I was well risk managed, so there was nothing to worry about for me. This is the only stock which hindered my progress this year. I was actually doing very well on eToro, but it came down to 22%. I think it could have been 36 if Lululemon was a bit more helpful. But there's a potential room for upside there. That's how I look at it. And I actually went onto the website, and you can download their quarterly results, which we're going to be diving into in just a moment. So basically, revenue increased 7%, total net revenue 2.5 billion. So it is small compared to the likes of a Google, but it is slowly increasing over time. And America's net revenue increased 1%. So it has different stores in different locations, one being America. And China's revenue, that's where a lot of the revenue is coming in from. So it increased 25% on a constant dollar basis. And everything seems to be increasing. Net revenue, 392 million from China. That's dollars compared to 314 million in 2024, which is crazy. So they are increasing the sales. We're going to look into the website in just a moment because I love the website. It's a beautiful website. I used to be a dropshipper, and this is the sort of website you want to have, especially when you're selling things like this. It's so easy to navigate, and they're probably pumping a load of ads on Lululemon. I wonder if they have gym attire as well. Yeah, look, t-shirts, short sleeve, and especially with winter coming around, people may want coats. They're actually targeting people who have more money nowadays because they don't want to put as many discounts on their products so they can make more profit. It's good for us, but also because they're getting hit hard with tariffs. And if they're getting hit hard by the tariffs that Trump is implementing, they need to be making more money because a lot of their money is going towards the tariffs. Rest of the world revenue increased 19%, which is good. So it's $374 million compared to $315 million. And they're also opening 5 new stores in America. That's a good sign if they are increasing stores. It shows that they're actually growing rather than seeing in the future that they may decrease the amount of sales. So it looks like they may be increasing based on that. It's positive signs, especially with the stock price being so low. It's insane. At the end of quarter 2, we had a total of 784 company-operated stores. So it's just increasing all around. Gross profit was of 1.5 billion compared to the 1.4 billion in 2024. The decrease in gross margin was primarily the result of a net decrease in product margin. Okay, okay. So everything looks good. Cash, 1.2 bill. I've got a lot of cash, man. They could send me some of that. But overview, indicate continued strength in Lululemon's international markets, but also highlight challenges in its crucial US business. The company's overall revenue growth has slowed, prompting a downward revision of its full year guidance for 2025. So the total net revenue increased 7% year over year, which we've gone over. Earnings per share, a slight decrease. Gross margin decreased. Okay, the decline was attributed to higher markdowns, increased tariffs, and other costs. So this is probably the worst Lululemon is going to be at, especially because of the risks of tariffs and the business. I am guessing, I'm sure, and I hope it can't get much worse than this one, unless we get another COVID. Inventory increased, raising concerns about potential overstock. So there could be overstock, you know. That's probably why they opened up more stores. Company lowered its guidance as well for the full fiscal year, which is why the stock crashed, because they're expecting to earn less revenue between 10.85 billion and 11 billion from the 12 to 12.97 billion they were expecting beforehand. This guidance reflects the headwinds from high tariffs and softer demand in the American market, which is surprising, but that's probably due to people's wages staying the same and costs increasing, also inflation. So they're probably buying less things. The most recent public financial data include a detailed result. Yeah, and we've got that as well. The next company earnings date is estimated for December the 4th. So that's in a few months' time. Now we're looking at the website though. I love this website. I love the logo. I love the name. To be honest, at first I didn't know what it was. I thought it was something to do with fruit because it's lemon. But then I looked into it a little bit more, and they sell high quality items. So coats, like you can see here, sportswear, women's running, and they're actually appeasing to the people going through autumn and winter, which is good, which is very good. If you look at the women's section here, you can shop hoodies and sweatshirts. You know what women like to do. They like to buy things. And I'm guessing that's what the majority of women at the gym wear. So it'll probably be Lululemon now. Because I see a lot less Nike with women. I do see a lot of Nike footwear, especially with dudes. But even with dudes, I think they are appeasing to the Lululemon. I've actually seen my friend wearing this yesterday. I didn't ask him what brand it was. But I think they sell gym attire as well as normal attire, which is very good. They just have a very good way of marketing it, and the website is very professional, including bags, pants. Wow. Look at the state of the prices on these as well. And their stock price has gone down a lot. Look, accessories as well, so caps. I like how it flips once you scroll over it as well. I've got someone wearing it. Socks as well. They charge a tenner for Lululemon socks. There'll definitely be people buying it. It doesn't appease to probably the people on the lower end who are on like universal credit and things like that, but it appeases more to the people who want quality items, which is mad. I proper like this business, you know. I'm actually thinking about putting more money into it after this video, depending on if we get a proper dip today, because I sold yesterday. So I sold half of my position yesterday because I was in a little bit of profits. I just expected a day like this, to be honest. But if it can give me more of a pullback, I am open to buying more. I'm going to be honest. I want to see more of a pullback, especially on the 15-minute time frame. If we look on the 15-minute time frame, what do I want the price of Lululemon to be before I enter again? Let's have a little look. I've been very hyper focused on the prices I get things for recently. It's not a bad idea right now. I'm not going to lie. 15-minute, it'll come in towards the oversold region. You could maybe wait a little bit longer. What about on the hourly? It does look overbought on the hourly. It has broken out. And on the 4-hourly, maybe resumption to the upside. Maybe towards this 195 region. You never know with price. But it's always better to buy when people are panicking. That's what I've come to realise. And yeah, you know, around these regions, the oversold regions here. But even here, even though it was oversold, it's a worse deal than it is now. So it is still an option. Maybe if it can break down from this region here, which it has done, to be fair. The trend line's been violated. If we can see a few more red candles, it'll indicate a bearish momentum, which we're seeing right now. And then it may want to find support around these regions here, which could be potential buying opportunity for me, as well as you guys. Who knows? I want this to come down to oversold. Is it overbought in the 4 hourly? I don't think it is. 3 hourly, no. 2 hourly, yes. 4 hourly, just heading towards that bullish sort of territory. It could be giving us signs that it is still alive.